The spreadsheet represents an estimate of your financial position during retirement. It is meant to get you thinking about how to prepare for retirement and to take appropriate action. You enter 4 values in the yellow input area. These include your savings and investments when you retire, the growth rate of your savings and investments, your initial withdrawal from your savings and investments, and the average inflation rate you expect during your retirement years. The inflation rate is used to determine the increases in your withdrawals from your savings and investments. The withdrawals grow from year to year, as you see here. The earnings each year is calculated from the growth rate on your savings and investments applied to the previous year's value of your savings and investments. You will notice that the earnings change from year to year, depending on the previous year's value of your savings and investments. The value of your next year's savings and investments is calculated by adding the value of your earnings and subtracting the value of your withdrawal from your current year's value of your savings and investments. Next, we compute the percentage change in your current year's savings and investments compared to the previous year's value. Finally, we display a graph of your savings and investments over the years of your retirement. When this graph goes negative, your savings and investments are depleted. You can easily see approximately how many years your savings and investments have lasted. By scrolling down, you can see the last year your savings and investments value is positive. The next year, when the value is negative, you have spent all your money. If you think you will live on in retirement longer than when your savings and investments turns negative, you will need to make some changes to the input values. Let us see what happens when I save more. I will increase the initial savings and investments from $250,000 to $300,000. Saving more changes the graph nicely. Now, it looks like my money will last about 50 years. That is quite a change from 37 years to 50. Let us scroll down to see the numbers. This is, indeed, a happy result. My money now lasts for 54 years instead of 37. Saving more sure makes a big difference. Now, let us scroll up and look at the numbers from the top. This time, let us pay attention to the percent increase in our savings and investments. At least, we hope it is increasing, because when it is not increasing or turns negative, our savings and investments are dwindling and will surely reach zero soon. We now see the turning point at which our withdrawals exceed our earnings. We are pulling more out of our savings and investments than are being added from earnings. From here on, it is only a matter of time before we go broke. Let us go back up and make some more changes. Our growth rate is 10.7%. Let us see what happens if we reduce the value to only 9%. Let us scroll down to look at the numbers. Now, our money lasts only 33 years. That is a lesson learned. It is pretty important to use investments that produce a good rate of return even during retirement. Now, we will scroll back up to make another change. This time, let us change the inflation rate. Our inflation rate is currently 7.5%. Let's see what changing it to 6% will do for us. Changing the inflation rate allows our money to last longer. This should be pretty obvious. The numbers tell us our money now lasts for 49 years. Let's hope that our government can continue to control inflation, so our retirement can be a happy one. Now, download our spreadsheet and make your own changes to the input data. See how your own choices about when you retire, the amount you are saving, your investing strategies, and the inflation rate affect your retirement. You may be surprised at how making little changes right now can affect your quality of life far into the future. This spreadsheet is intended to help you understand that your choices right now matter to how happy you will be in the future. But please note, projections are based on assumptions about various financial patterns that may or may not materialize. Projections are not guarantees of future performance. Actual results may differ materially due to risks and uncertainties. It is always best to prepare for the future. We hope you do.